Hello everybody, Sanibonani, welcome to my channel. Igama lami nguNtando Mdletshe, and on this channel siyaye sifunde incwadi ebhalwe ngolimi lwethu lwesiZulu bese sizala soxoxa ngazo le story esisuke sizifundile. Senzela laba phela abasuke bengenaso isikhathi sokuthi bayifunde le incwadi, nalaba futhi abasuke benqena nje ukufunda. Siyaphinda futhi sibuka ama reality shows ethala eMzansi bese sizala sokwenza ama recaps or ama reviews. Siphinde futhi sikhulume ngamanye nje issues asuke evukile ngenkathi siwabuka lama shows kwi-TV. I always forget this, but uma ngabe uyaqala ukusibuka namhlanje ungakhohlwa ukupressa i-button elithi subscribe la ngezansi. Uma ngabe libovu lisho ukuthi awukazi uzosubscribe, you only subscribe once and press the notification bell eduze kuka subscribe ukuze phela uthole umyalezo uma ngabe sesiwufakile umsebenzi omusha. Namhlanje ke ngifuna ukukhuluma ngomnakwethu, but before I do the full review, because last night we did watch Lokusana episode yethu in full, I have some issues with it. Kunezinto ezithile ngibonile kule episode that I just want to get it out of the way so that when I do my review I'm not so emotional. Let's remove the emotions. Kule video I'm just removing the emotions. Listen, I've always said I really would like to know Mzansi Magic. I've said it also with Moja Love for some of their shows. With Mzansi Magic, I would really love to know how do they pay these people. And more especially kumnakwethu, I would really love to know how do they pay these people. Are they only paying the men for the show, and what is the reason that they would only pay the men? If they're paying the men, are they paying the women or on the show? Do they pay them individually or do they pay them as a group? Okay, and as isho iqhubeka, obviously asinawo ama answers, because even if you look online to try and find out, at least for Moja Love, some of the salaries you can find online search, but for Lokusana, for Mzansi Magic, ayikho leyo information le, I haven't been able to find them. So we sort of have to look like we show and see ukuthi imaphi ama signs esiwabonayo esikhombisayo ukuthi labantu laba bayahola or abaholile na, or even if singeke sikwazi ukuthi siyenze in conclusion ukuthi abaholile, but do we think ukuthi baholile or not based on impilo yabo esibonayo la ku TV. I just want to start with Lokusana. Uqondanisa with uMamchunu beno Lokusana beno okamazibhuko. Labantu labo bobathathu, they are on the 3rd season, because kahle they did umnakwethu season 1 bonke, and then they did Lokusana umnakwethu happily ever after season 1. Now we are on umnakwethu happily ever after season 2. They are still there, which means the women have done as many seasons of the show as the men have done, and I just want us to look at and siyayibona yini improvement kwimpilo yabo. Number 1, I want to start with uMazibhuko. From the time we met her ubehlala laphayana. Well, ubehlala kubo before, but we never saw indlu yakubo, because the first season that she did ila khona uqondanisa beyomcelela khona kuMamchunu ukuthi abe unkosikazi wesibili. And then the happily ever after started, and she was staying endlini kaDiaz, and usahlala lapho, guys. And I feel like honestly kule yandlu, like it looks like ngathi uncikisiwe. You know, we have heard okamazibhuko ekhuluma ngendaba yokukhokhwa kwerent eLokhuzeni ukuthi uze watshela uqondanisa ukuthi laphayana kukhokhwa irent, when kahle uncikisiwe nje akakhokhi any rent. Leyo nto inginika ipicture yomuntu financially ongekho stable, who's trying to find ways to get imali out of uLokhuzana uqondanisa. So it makes me question ukuthi akaholanga yini kanti for the first season, akaholanga yini for the first season of happily ever after. We are on the 3rd season. Why esalaphayana kulo amuzi? And now ayikho improvement eseyike yathi mayivezwa kule yandlu yangikhombisa ukuthi khona something different eyenzekile laphayana endlini. Naye nje mawumbuko kaMazibhuko, in fact uKamazibhuko, when she first started nge-first season bengathi uyangakubo Slay Queen, kodwa abo Slay Queen bama dreadlocks, you know, but as ama seasons eyangokuya instead ukuthi abukeke ngathi guys uyabona umuntu mengabe kade engasebenzi and then esesebenza, you don't even have to ask ukuthi kwenzekeni, you can just see, uyambona indlela enze ngayo ikhanda, uyabona impahla ayigqokayo, uyabona nje uyasuleka ukuthi okay now sewuhlangene nemali. Angazi noma nayibona lento engishoyo, but kwamazibuka ngikuboni lokho. Kunaloko ngathi ustrugglisha even more, angazi noma kuhlangane nento yobungoma yini or not, but I feel like that, I feel like mangibuka impilo mina kamazibuko based on what they've shown us kwi-TV, ngoba phela vele basikhombisa that part encane asiboni their whole life. Ayikho into engikhombisayo mina ukuthi ukamazibuko uholile, ukuthi khona imali ayitholile elokhuzeni kumoja life, and kulokhuzana kumzansi Magic, and I feel like she wouldn't be after imali kaQondanisa as much if she had her own money. She's on the show herself, she does the interviews individually. Cameras do follow her even when uQondanisa is not around. So why is she not being paid separately from uQondanisa? Sizoza kuMamchunu. Yes, uMamchunu, I can see lokhuzana improvement on impilo yakhe, but we have to remember ukuthi uMamchunu vele uyasebenza, umuntu osebenzayo vele. She has said very many times ukuthi she makes her own money. On top of that, she even mentions kule season lezi ukuthi she does keep ikhadi likaQondanisa before, so ikhadi likaQondanisa with her. So if ukuthi vele unemali yakhe vele and ikhadi likaQondanisa linokuhlala kuyena, which means if imali yeshow was paid to uQondanisa, she does have access to leyo mali. She possibly does have access to leyo mali leyo that they were paid to do the show, which is why maybe we have seen indlu yakhe le ahlala kuyona eGoli, the improvements that we have seen. But overall vele uMamchunu has impilo yakhe looks like it has improved, which could be ukuthi vele uyazenzela with imali yakhe ayenza from where she works, because she still works. So asinayo evidence ukuthi it's the money from the show, and she's been able to build a house for herself laphayana emakhaya. So kunaleyo improvement, but angiyiboni evidence ukuthi that is the money from the show. And then we move on to uDulasi with his girlfriends, because I said I was going to stop calling these people wives because abalotsholiwe, abashadiwe, none of them bashadile. So ulona uDulasi with his girlfriends. uDulasi came with uMadlamini, who is no longer on the show, and then there was uMamhlongo, and then they did Happily Ever After nabo, the first one, and then they are on the second Happily Ever After. uMamhlongo should have had ilokhuzana, maybe lokhuzana pays out for 2 seasons already, uMamhlongo, but guys, look at impilo kaMamhlongo, she still lives at home. Naye futhi if nje umbuka guys, akakhombisa ukuthi khona imali ethile ayitholayo. She was talking about ukuthi she has watched shows struggle with ingane yakhe, shows omunye futhi i-girlfriend futhi enye kaDulasi naye enengane. Why would she struggle with ingane yakhe if she has ilokhuzana, she has been paid from the show, which also even indicates ukuthi even uDulasi kunama indications ukuthi he is not taking care of ingane zakhe, because naku kuthiwa uMashozi struggles a lot with ilokhuzana ingane yakhe. Izolo on the episode uMashozi was so happy ukuthi uthengelwe ifone, just ifone, and I feel like the excitement yokuthi uthengelwe ifone is only so much if you cannot afford to buy yourself a phone. Because if you can buy yourself a phone and someone buys you a phone, it's not really a big deal. The way she was so happy ngendaba ye-phone makes me feel like akanayo imali yokuthi azithengele that iPhone. So ulokhuze kuyena kuyinto enkulu ukuthi uDulasi umthengele ifone, but isn't uDulasi buying her ifone ngemali ekufanele ngabe ikhokhelwe yena uMashozi? And aze ayisebenzisa imali kaMashozi njena, yini indaba bangakhokhelwa independently of these people? Mina angiboni improvement honestly elokhuzeni empilweni zabo, angiyiboni ilokhuzana improvement ezimpilweni zabo. And also if you go to iside likaLanga and uMashelembe and uMasithole, it really could be ukuthi the reason it was so easy for Mashelembe to refuse to do the show is because vela azange azayithole even imali ka season 2 kamnakwethu. So i-benefits vele akayibonanga to do the show because imali mhlawumbe ayizange zize kuyena anyways, because then if bekaholile for ilokhuzana season 2 kamnakwethu, then she will know ukuthi okay, if I do the show again ngizohola futhi, maybe let me make this sacrifice and do this season again. Ne-family yakhe mhlawumbe ngabe iyambona ukuthi doing the show kwa improve impilo yakhe, because they do say ukuthi even ifamily yakhe uMashelembe they don't want her to do the show. So if ukuthi mhlambe bebonile improvement empilweni yakhe uMashelembe, mhlambe nawe it would be easy to say, you know what, uzokwenza imali lana and uzokwazi ukunakekela ingane yakho, do the show, just don't do less izinto ezithile, maybe make sure ukuthi awuhlangani noMasithole or something. But the fact that it was easy for her to just quit the show tells me ukuthi mhlambe vele benefits yokwenza that season that she did vele akayibonanga benefits because akazange vele aze ayithinte imali yokwenza that show. Also guys, kunento yokuthi uLanga uke wa mention in was it episode 2 where she said ukuthi no, it wasn't season 2, it was an article that I read. He said ukuthi yena he was disappointed ukuthi uMashelembe akayenzanga ilokhu this season, that didn't do this season because he had already made an agreement with Mzansi Magic ukuthi uMashelembe benoMasithole were going to do the show. Why Mzansi Magic is negotiating contracts amakhosikazi or with, it's not even the husband, with the boyfriend. Why be negotiate contracts kaMashelembe with uLanga? Why be negotiate contracts kaMasithole with uLanga? These are grown-ups nje. Why bengazi negotiate bona? And why if uthi negotiate uLanga then ubani okhokhelwayo, you know? And if you think about it, uLanga samgcina kuLokhuzana ku episode 2 siloko sibona uMasithole. So uMasithole kusho usebenzele ukuthi kuhola uLanga. Angazi mina ukuthi ngibona kanjani, mina I feel like there's something wrong here. It's not normal ukuthi women work but the boyfriends are paid for their work. And if you look at these guys, bathenga imoto masibona. Abodolasi ba driver manje, you know? Bayaswenka manje, bagqoka amakhavela amasha. Amakhavela basobona. Amakhavela ka first season asawabona. Sisibona amakhavela amasha manje. Namasokisi abovu, you know? Sisibona amasokisi amasha manje. Abovu awaqalile this season. Ayamasha ngale ayaqalile first season. Now bathenga amasha. Amabani Brentwood. Brentwood bakadula sibasha le season khombisa ukuthi uholile wathenga nemoto nangu noqondanisa nayo siya drive, meaning ukuthi labantu banemali, but where is the money? Mzansi Magic, we need the slips, we need the receipts, we need the pay slips, because you don't want to put this information online. Sicela ama receipt because these women are being paid, and if they're not being paid thina sibukelani le show as women. Honestly, why are we even watching this show? To support uDulasi no Qondanisa no bani uGezani no bani omoyi noMbeje to support them. Maybe it's just fanele siyeke thina ukuyibuka le show until we are clear ukuthi bayakhokhelwa yini labantu besifazane, because otherwise it's exploitation. I can't imagine going to work mina bese ilokhuzana umholo wami uya hayibo kumuntu mina ngemsebenzini yena uyahola, mina ngemsebenzini yena uyahola njani? Something is not making sense here. Angazi if it makes sense for you, but mina senginokungibhora le show because I just feel like ngibukela ukuthi labantu laba amadoda khona khole amakhosikazi angiboni improvement empilweni zabo. You can't tell me ukuthi benefit yalama khosikazi for being on the show ukuthi baloku beyodla lapha yana kuma car wash bese benika inyama, because you can clearly see ukuthi lokakudla kusokhokhelwe ilokhuzana by the crew. Ngoba vele bafike bahlala and then the next thing the food is there. I know something is not right here. I need to know what these women were paid. I need to see improvements in these women's lives. Otherwise, I just don't see, as a woman, I just don't see why I should continue watching this particular show. There's another one I have a problem with, Kumoja Love, but I'm starting to have a big problem with it because it's not making any sense. And by the way, I am Mzansi Magic as chunanga info Masithole asicaniseke kancane ngoMasithole sifuna uMashelembe. No, angikuzondi Masithole, but I really didn't watch this show for you. I watched it for Umashelembe. do something, otherwise just stop with umasolo bandla siyabonga. Please like this video and share it with your friends, with your family, and even with strangers. Please watch the full review of the show after this video. Nginithanda kakhulu.